Hello from above.
Alright, we're back. I'm gonna show you some of the plays, notable plays that I'm looking at for next week. We're looking at bullish pattern. This time, we're looking at falling wedge play or falling wedge. Uh, Falling wedge is a bullish pattern. For those of you who don't know or are not familiar with falling wedge is a bullish pattern. It starts with a wide movement from the top, and then it contracts down the slope and closing the gap, or not closing the gap. The price action is getting closer, forming a wedge. It looks like a triangle falling down, wherein the base from the top is wide and then it contracts down the slope. Now, some of you might be thinking that's a symmetrical triangle. No, and that's actually a contrast to symmetrical triangle. When you say symmetrical triangle, there's no bias. You wouldn't know where price action would go. Unlike wedges, falling wedges, that's a bullish pattern. That's a triangle forming downward in a slope. That's a reversal pattern. The opposite for falling is the rising wedge or the ascending wedge. Now that's a formation of the wedge upward, which signifies a reversal reversal to the downside. So since we're looking at price actions that would give us returns, because we're looking at stock market, we're looking at the best place we could trade in for traders. So we're looking at falling wedge that I've seen so far on some of the stocks that I'm looking at. So alright, let's go ahead and look at the charts. Okay, now we're looking at LC, or Lepanto's Consolidated Mining Corporation A. The price action had been falling since February 2016. It moved and contracting slowly until it formed this wedge right here. If you could see that slope down. Okay, it formed that slope over time. So now the past few days it's slowly getting out of that slope. So we have a sign that it's now slowly moving upward. So our entry zone would be between 1980 to 20.2051. So how would we compute for our target profit? You just subtract the closing, or the highest close. If we're gonna be strict about it, if we're gonna be looking at potential the highest potential move, we should be computing the wick. But then again, we're looking at the more conservative target. So we're just gonna use the highest close, and then subtract the lowest, the low, or the lowest close of that particular move. So what pasabot ana, i-minus na to atong high. Ang high pinakauna na trend pag pullback and then pagsaka mo na siya atong 0.3050, and then you subtract 0.1820 for the low, and then you add the difference. Ang answer ana, i-add nimo sa imong entry entry price. So let's say you've entered at 0.1980. You add 0.123, which is the difference or ang answer sa imong subtraction. The difference imong i-add sa 0.1980. That's where we come up with 0.321 as our target price. Okay, so that's the move that we're looking at for LC. Now, what other signals are we getting out from it aside from the wedge? Because wedge, remember, it's a bullish pattern. That's a huge bullish pattern. So what other indications? So let's hide all these drawings, okay, and let's zoom in to our moving averages. Okay, moving averages. All right, so just be guided. The orange is a moving average 10, the yellow is our moving average or exponential moving average 13, and the sky blue is our MA20, and then the magenta is the MA50. So what now? Now if you could see our short-term averages, it already crossed moving average 10, crossed moving average 20. Our exponential moving average 13 crossed over moving average 20. This is the swag formation. So that's another sign or signal that triggering you to entry or to buy or to go end the trade. And if you could look at the magenta, the 50, the short-term moving average are nearly crossing. So that's the midterm price. So meaning to say, we are already seeing bulls trying to slowly dive in the stock because the prices are already too low. The moving averages are already shifting. Hinahinay na sila bali. So that's our cue. Now you might be asking if why there's no entry in this area wherein it already crosses. Note that there are fake crosses. That's why you would need confirmation, a wide confirmation for moving averages. And if you base our wedge, you base our wedge. If you look at our wedge, it also didn't give us sign that it already broke outside the wedge, or this upper trend line here. So that's one thing that you are looking at, that it's a fake crossover. Okay, so let's see if we're gonna do Ichimoku cloud. Okay, so if we're gonna pull out Ichimoku cloud, if you see this blue band, this is the Kaijin Sen, and then price action, when it crosses, it's still trading under the Kaijin. If you're not familiar with Ichimoku cloud, price action trading below the Kaijin Sen are still noteworthy, that you should be aware that we're still at a bullish or bearish price action movement. Unlike here, okay, the Kaijin also somewhat serves as a support and resistance zone. So if you're gonna look at the Gaijin, it already penetrated above it. Price action are already trading. So that's already a sign for a trader to get in. So we have confirmation from our swag, our short-term crosses, then our Gaijinsen from Ichimoku Cloud, and then if you look at the Kumo or the cloud itself, it's not that thick. It's not that thick compared to this right here. So when you say it's not that thick, it's easier for price action to penetrate and move outside the cloud. So that's already a another sign for a breakout. But then again, watch this move. Watch this move by the next couple of months. It would slowly develop, but it's worth note worthy for you guys to look at. But then again, you don't forget to put your stop losses just below, just below the bottom of the wedge, 1693, just in case we're wrong. So that's how you place. You do a trading plan. You plan where your stop is, your entry points, your exit. That's how you would look at it. So let's look at one more stock and see. This is one of the things that I've been following as well, because I'm looking at big price movements. Okay. Let's clear this chart a bit. Okay, so we can see the wedge. Okay, IS Island Information Technology had been moving the same way. It's moving the same way, however it's not yet ripe as LC, because if you look at the price action down here, we haven't got into possible breakout indication. We don't have any crosses yet. We don't have that. It's still trading below our Gaijin, but then again, it's noteworthy stock to look as well, because if you could remember, it moved 200% last started January this year. It moved 200%. So that's a big move. And when you say wedges, it's a reversal pattern comparable to the move from the previous trend. So if we were gonna follow the stock, just make sure that it already pierced outside the wedge, and then you would see your swag crosses, your moving average crosses. If you would like to add more confidence, you could do Ichimoku Cloud and whatever other trading plan you have. But still, how you place your targets, you deduct the high from the low, and then you add it to your entry point, so you could you would know your possible target zone. Alright, so that's it for now. Hopefully this strategy or this information would help you in your trading plan. If you like it, just share it to your buddies. Share na sa imong mga amigo, amiga, or those who are trading stocks. I hope you learned something from it, and see you on the next video.
Wherever I go, wherever I see, I remember you. If you remember